Oh my goodness. Alright, for real this time. It's like the fifth time we starting this video. It's your boy Nupe1949, part of the NFO squad. Shout out to Alex Lexus, who's deployed right now. Shout out to my boy Shinwar, helping me practice in Street Fighter. Still beating me up though. Shout out to Dave. Shout out to Nelson Del Rio. Alright. Of course, this is Picking Your Brain with Nupe. And just going to touch on some of the games that I'm looking forward to coming out this year. Just more details, greater details. I'm going to try to play some music in the background. If it stutters or stammers, don't fuss at me. Still work in progress. I don't know, iTunes is not working with my camera well, or maybe my camera can't handle it. I don't know. That's besides the point. Shout out to Dayspired. Shout out to Deeb, Holographic, Hypoetical, Romo, and DJ Short E over in the UK. These are some of their music you're going to hear in the background, and actually these are some of the beats I'm going to use in my upcoming mixtape. Still working on that. I'm not going to keep promising y'all music soon because brother been going through some crazy stuff. However, I do have my music equipment and we getting it together. So that's all. I'm just going to leave that right there. So, alright, the first thing I want to touch on, man, is difficulty levels. I'm very... Well, most of these games I'm excited for because they're some of my favorite genres. But at the end of the day, I need a challenge. You know, one thing I found in this last generation of games with 360 and PS3 is that, you know, someone coming from Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, N64, PS2, Dreamcast, all that stuff, these games are easy. Straight up, like, playing on normal is not even an option. I'm one of those people, when I get the game, I'm cranking the difficulty as high as I can because I always think, maybe I shouldn't do that. It's going to be tough. And when I put it on normal, probably about 50% through the game, and I know that's like a long time, probably about 50% through the game, I'm like, really? I'm not stuck anywhere. I'm not frustrated. I'm not angry. I'm just gliding through the experience. Even Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, I beat that recently, or maybe a couple weeks ago, and I was playing on hard, and I never got stuck anywhere. There was never a choke point in the game. There's a couple of fights where I died because I was being stupid, but nothing was like, you know, mind-bogglingly difficult. Maybe the next level would have been harder, but I wouldn't know because I traded it because I got mad at the disc read era. I couldn't 100% the game because every time I kept going to a particular area trying to collect, you know, power-ups and stuff to make Dracula more powerful, the game kept freezing. I got frustrated. Sent them an email and all that, and whatever. The game's gone now. But back to my original point. Developers, I understand. You have these new gamers out here and you want to make the game easier so more people will play the game. I get it. But at the same time, you know, show your boy some love, man. I like difficult games. It means a lot more. And when I say difficult, I mean AI difficulty, not, oh, you get, instead of getting hit 10 times and then you die, you get hit 2 times and you die. That adds a challenge, but that's not, I don't think that's truly difficulty. You know, that's kind of what Gears of War does, but it makes it fun in a way. I feel like some other things change in Gears of War too. Like the fact that if you get shot and you go down, you're dead. There's no being revived. So, anyway, moving forward. The first game I want to talk about is Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. Forgive me if that's not the correct title, but I believe that is. It's supposed to be coming out September 2014. And oh my goodness, wow, that game looks crazy. And I'm a Naruto, or Naruto, however you choose to pronounce it, fan. Been watching their anime, following the storyline, and that's one game, I would say that game and the Dragon Ball game are probably two of the truest to their actual series. And that game looks dope, man. You should definitely look that up on game trailers, IGN, GameSpot. They now have double team attacks. So like the ultimate techniques, they can combine them and you get some ridiculous combinations. I don't know where the storyline's gonna go. I know they have a bunch of characters, just like the last Ninja Storm game. But I don't know where the storyline's gonna go. I would like to see, you know, a complete Naruto game where it goes from him being a kid, that kid, you know, sheltered in the Leaf Village, rising to basically the savior of the Ninja Nations. I'd like a game that's just complete rather than having to buy, you know, 5, 6, 7 games. But enough about that. I know that's a money game. That's a money game. So, trying to talk into my mic. But one thing that did disappoint me a little bit. You know, we have our next gen systems coming. Well, not coming, they're here. And at the end of one of the trailers, it said PS3 and 360. What? That hurt my heart a little bit because I would love to see that experience on Xbox One or PS4, man, because that's like a huge series. It's a huge series, and I mean, who wouldn't want to see that on the next gen? But whatever. All you Naruto or Naruto fans, however you choose to pronounce it, that's gonna be a good one. September this year. Go reserve it. Get special costumes. And I saw like a robotic Naruto running around. It was weird, but it was funny. But it also seems as though they're gonna focus on the Akatsuki, or however you pronounce it, that group with the black cloaks with the red flower thing on it. Yeah, those evil guys who started the whole ninja war. Yeah, it seems like it's gonna focus on those guys. So there's gonna be a lot of backstory, and that's always good to have a video game tie into the series, you know, that deeply. All right, now everybody knows that, you know, the NFO crew, we love fighting games, and Rise of Incarnates was a game that I stumbled across, which seems to be an arena style or an arena type fighting game in the vein of a Smash Brothers, Power Stones, post-apocalyptic type future thing. And that looked dope, actually. I actually liked the way that looked. I kind of like the open battle system. There's not much out about that. There is an opportunity to get in on the alpha. Never heard of this before. But, you know, alpha, beta, you know, people play the beta before the game comes out. You can actually get in on the alpha at their website. I think it's riseofincarnates.com. If not, Google it. You'll find it. I actually signed up for it, so hopefully I'll be getting some correspondence soon so I can get in on that. There's not much detail about that. During the trailer, they were just talking about how there's, you know, mankind, or every generation of mankind tries to avoid war, and this war was inevitable. And they go into this crazy little battle scene. They only showed 4 of the characters. Looks kind of interesting. We'll see. I'm always open to a new fighting game. Enough about that. Onward to the next game I'm looking forward to. Grid Autosport. June. I didn't catch if it's coming on next gen or not. Hopefully it is. I think it is. But it's good to see some healthy competition for Forza Motorsport. And what I mean by that is my second favorite racing series is Grid. The only reason I didn't play Grid as much is because of Forza, actually. But Grid is very gritty. I would say it's simulation. Maybe a little more arcadey. A little more arcadey than Forza. But I love the car models. It's fast, it's furious, it's in your face. It's down and dirty, man. I mean, they're crashed. They're all over the place. And, yeah. You definitely want to get in on that one. Hold on, let me pick my next song, my next track. So they have different divisions. That's one thing that separates them from Forza. You know, Forza deals with the, you know, E-class, D-class vehicles, you know, the lower grade models like the 98, such and such, 99, all the way up to, you know, those supercars. Well, Grid series, they branch out a little bit. I saw some F1 racing in the trailers. I saw some rally cars, and I also saw those, you know, super sport cars that we saw. So perhaps that means they're going to continue in the vein of giving us that off-road type racing, and they're also going to give us that track racing, which is good because, you know, the more that a racing game has to offer, the more longevity I believe it'll have overall. So, competition for Forza, opportunity for plenty of DLC. I just hope they don't spread themselves too thin, and we'll actually want to play that content. Some games spread themselves so thin and try to put so much content in there that they don't make one area of the game significantly better than another, and they don't really end up doing anything well, and they end up being average, just a bunch of average stuff. So they have experience. I have faith in them. This will be their third game, so shout out to Codemasters on that one. Alright. Ultra Super Street Fighter 4. Ultra Super Duper Peanut Butter Jelly Ham and Cheese Sandwich Street Fighter 4. What is this, like the 5th or 6th iteration of the game? Let me see. Street Fighter 4. Super Street Fighter 4. Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition 2012 update. I don't know, 5 or 6. Excuse my text message. Whatever. And what I don't like is essentially all of these updates were made throughout the series to nerf characters, make characters better, make characters worse, however you want to put it. And then in Ultra Super Street Fighter 4, they're gonna say, hey, all those characters we fixed because they were unbalanced and not working well, and you all said it wasn't fair, you can have them all back. What? Didn't we tell you we wanted you to get rid of this, and now you're bringing them back? Alright, whatever. So it's whatever, man. It's called Choose Your Version. I think it's offline only for now. I would like to see it online. Maybe not in a competitive manner. Maybe not a rank system, but just, choose your version mode. I hope they bring back survival mode too. Bring back survival mode, man. I love survival mode. For those days when your boys aren't on. Because survival mode was very hard in the first Street Fighter 4. But back to choose your version. Basically, with choose your version, for those of you who don't know, you get to go back. You get to go back and pick which version of the character you want. Like a lot of people would probably play with the vanilla or original Sagat from Street Fighter 4. Where his Tiger Uppercut took like 1/4 of your health or something like that. And that's what it does. It takes you back to that version of the character where that character used to be able to do certain things that he probably can't do in the latest version. So I think there's like 4 or 5 versions of each character. It does add a layer to the game and to the strategy. But at the same time, how valid is it? Because now it's like, hey, I know my character is very cheap in vanilla. So let me go ahead and, pick him because I knew he was overpowered. It's kind of like cheating, but not really, because it's like, it's coming. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. And honestly, to me, I think it's a cheesy gimmick. That's to me, because it's like, what was the point of you patching and fixing all this stuff just to throw it back at us and say, hey, it's a new mode now. Hey, a little bait and switch. Throwing the other characters that basically were ported over from Street Fighter Cross Tekken. New character. I don't know. Yo, we'll see. I'm complaining, but I know I'm gonna buy the game because I love Street Fighter.